أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. الحمد لله والصلاة والسلام على رسول الله. Good afternoon, students. Today, inshallah ta'ala, we are going to deal with a new lesson, grade 11, engage with English 11B. Inshallah ta'ala, we are going to complete what our previous teachers or our colleges has started. And you know that they have finished theme 1, unit number 1 and unit number 2, or theme 3, sorry, theme number 3. Unit number 1, unit number 2. And today, inshallah ta'ala, we are going to deal with unit number 4 and unit number 3 and 4. Okay, so at the end of this lesson, you are as a student, inshallah ta'ala, and me with you, inshallah, we are going to discuss ways of improving the memory. So this is as a first aim for us. And the second one, inshallah, we are going to read a poem about memories and create a poem. And you are going to create a poem later on, inshallah ta'ala. And maybe, inshallah, if we have a time, we are going to discuss the modal verbs and then modal verbs of obligation or necessity and advice. And the last aim is to listen for specific information, inshallah ta'ala. This lesson, inshallah ta'ala, is going to be inshallah, interesting, bidhnillah. So be prepared. Open your course book and workbook. So course book page 38, 39, this is unit number 3, and your workbook also page 34 and 35. And then if we have time, inshallah, we are going to deal with unit number 4, dramatic connection, which is on page 41, 40 and 41, and then the workbook pages 36 and 37. So theme or unit number 3 is about remembering and forgetting. Okay, remembering and forgetting. So if you go please to this your course book page 38, course book page 38, and here you have the topic remembering and forgetting. So this is an interesting actually topic, and it deals with everybody, the young people and old people. Okay, so we always, as a people or as a human being, we remember and we forget. So how much or is good our memory or bad? What do you think? So are you good in remembering people's name or people's face and phone numbers? Some of the people, mashallah, they can memorize the numbers directly from the first one. Okay, and then here we have maybe you can also remember the friend's birthday and so on. So this is in general an idea about remembering and forgetting, and I think you have an idea what does it mean remember, to remember something or to forget something. Okay, remembering, here we have it as a noun. So this is as a noun, and also forgetting is actually it is also a noun. So remember, to remember something is a verb. So here we are going to deal with the second activity. We are on course book page 38. Actually this text is very interesting text, and it is related to rosemary. Okay, and you can see what does it mean rosemary here. At the beginning and before we start reading the text, let's read the rubric and instructions here at the beginning. So read the text below about the plant. So here we have a plant. What is the name of this plant? Okay, which is said to improve the memory. So they said that this plant improve our memory. So if you want to have a good memory, try to test or use this plant. Okay, and then as you read, look for the answer to this question. What interesting thing have scientists found out about rosemary? So here the name of this plant is what? Rosemary. Okay, so rosemary, here as a note, I put it here at the left side. Rosemary is also a girl's name in English, and also it's related. Okay, so rosemary is for remembering. This is the topic of the text. And here we have how many paragraphs do we have, do you think? So we have, this is as introduction, this is paragraph 1, or we can say 2, 3, 4. We have almost 5 paragraphs, and in each paragraph we have an idea. So you can have it as a technique before starting reading. You need to divide it, the aims of reading, why we are going to read this text. We have many aims. So that if you go to the second page, which is page 39, okay, you will find that you have what? A vocabulary item that you need to check it, okay? You need to check, you need to check the meaning of the text. So here, as we mentioned that here we have 5 paragraphs. Let's read this paragraph very fast in order to have what interesting thing have scientists found about rosemary. Okay, before reading we have also here some vocabulary item that you may help you while you are reading, okay, to get the meaning of some vocabulary item. For example, scared, which is holy, and then we have funeral, which is burning the body, and then puerile, putting dead body in the ground or to the ground. So as we mentioned before this, so this is the as introduction. This is paragraph 3, 4, and 5. So rosemary is a plant, as we mentioned before. So what is the aim of this plant? We are going to discover. What is interesting about this plant? We are going to discover that. So the herb rosemary, so it's called herb or plant. Rosemary has been associated with improving the memory for hundreds of years. Is that true? It improves your memory, so you are going to discover that. So the second paragraph, a famous English statement, Sir Thomas More said, rosemary is the herb sacred to remembrance and therefore to friendship. In the past, people at funerals in the West often threw sprigs of rosemary into the coffin of a dead person before burial. So they put this plant in the coffin, and I think you know what does mean coffin. Why they put that? In order to not forget him or her. The third paragraph, Shakespeare mentioned rosemary in 2 of his great tragedies. In Hamlet, okay, Ophelia is starting to go mad. So she started talking about plants and say there is rosemary that is for remembrance. In Romeo and Juliet, which is the second tragedy, so this is the first tragedy and this is the second tragedy. Romeo and Juliet, the president says over Julius' dead body, dry up your tears, put rosemary on the fair crops, and as custom is, take here to church. Okay, so he has mentioned, so the second or the third paragraph is related, something related to the history or the literature, which is Shakespeare has mentioned in 2 of his great tragedies, this plant or herb. The fourth paragraph, but does rosemary help us to remember things? So we need to prove that. Is it true that it improves our memory? So scientists today have found, so here we have scientists today have found that there really is a connection between rosemary and memory. So there is a connection. This is what the scientists said. Okay, rosemary contains carnosic acid. Okay, so this is a chemical which is protect the brain or protect the mind, okay, the memory. In other words, it protects brain cells from damage. So you don't have what? You don't have Alzheimer. And Alzheimer is, we have it in Arabic, and think you can't remember things. So this is what does mean Alzheimer. And I think this is a German word, not an Arabic word, okay, or it is related. I don't know if the German people has taken this vocabulary item from Arab or not, but it was first used in 1906 in German. So, and other brain disorder. So it protects. So there is a connection between using rosemary and and the memory. So this is what scientists said, and this is in paragraph number 4. In the last paragraph, and which is as a conclusion here, in another study, scientists found that the scent of rosemary improves the memory of office workers. So if you are working on office, so it improves what? The memory. So next time you are in the herb section of the supermarket, remember to buy some rosemary and add it to your food. And it is actually, you can find it in the market, this plant, if it is easily found in the market. So this is a general idea about the reading task. So what is interesting thing that scientists found about the rosemary? So there is a connection between the memory and the brain. So this is in general. So now here we have a vocabulary item. We need to check this vocabulary item. Okay, so in line number 1 we have this vocabulary item. I have mentioned it, herb, and I think it is related to what? Small plant. Okay, statement, which is in line number 3. If you go to line number 3, you find it what? 1, 2, 3. So you have this English statement. Okay, what does it mean, English statement here? Businessman, politician, explorer. Okay, is he a politician or a businessman? You need to check your dictionary, and you can also guess the meaning from the text. From the text you can guess the meaning. A famous English statement, man. Sir Thomas More said rosemary is the herb scared to remembrance and therefore to friendship. Okay, so what does mean statement, man? Okay, is he a politician? Is related to policy? Of course no. Is he a businessman? No, but I think he is what? An explorer. And then we have spring, you have tragedies, crops, all of these vocabulary item. I don't want to have lots of time here, much time. We need to spend our time in other activities, so you can do it by yourself by checking the meaning of this vocabulary item. I have mentioned these or the answers of these. So here we have it as a, so this is as a politician. We have it as a small statement, dead body, illnesses, pleasant smell, and so on. So these are the answers of the vocabulary item. Okay, if we move on to your workbook. Workbook page 34. Workbook page 34. So please open your workbook, activity number 1, and here also we have remembering and forgetting. Okay, so as you can see from the chart here, which is mentioned or drawn here, we need to complete the chart or diagram below. What word and phrases do you associate with it? Look at the 2 examples given. So here we have 2 examples. Memory is related to brain and remember. Okay, what else we can mention? Think of other words and write them into your diagram. Then compare your words with your group. Okay, so what do you think is the right one? Just I know that many students know what does it mean memory, but this is just as a note here. So memory is the ability to remember things, not something that you remember. So you can say that you have long memory, and also you can say that you have short memory. Okay, long, short. Maybe you are having what? Good memory, and also you can say that you have a bad memory. So all of these vocabulary, they are connecting to memory. Let's move on to activity number 3. Skip activity number 2. So look at the 4 verbs below. They are all related to memory. Okay, circle the correct verb in the sentence 1 to 4, then write 4 sentences of your own using one of the verbs in each sentence. Compare your sentences with your or with a partner. So here we have 4 sentences. Okay, and we have 4 options: remember, forget, remind, lose. Okay, so all of these 4 vocabulary items, we are going to use it in these sentences. As you can see that you have 4 sentences, and in each sentence we have 2 choices. So let's answer, for example, number 1. Please, which one is the right option? Remember or remind me to phone the doctor. So he wants to what? Please, remind, or remember me. So here we have an object, please. So what you are going to do if you want to tell someone to not forget. So please remind me. So you remind him. Okay, remind me to phone the doctor. Okay, you don't remember me to phone the doctor. It can't be, of course. So the right or the correct option is remind. The second one, do you remember or remind the days when you were young? Do you remember or remind, okay, the days when you were young? So as we mentioned that here we have remind, after it we have an object, but here we don't have an object, for example, you or me or I or something else. So you can say that, do you remember the days when you were young? So do you remember? This is the right option. Number 3, my friend is upset. It means that he is sad. Why he is upset? Because I forgot or lost her birthday. Okay, so lost or forgot, sorry. So because of what? Forgot, of course. Forgot her birthday. The last one, which is here, I am dash a lot of things these days. If you don't, okay, remember something, what we call it, what you are. You are what? Okay, so you are forgetting. So I am forgetting a lot of things these days. You are forgetting, not remembering. So I am afraid, I am my memory. So if I complete the sentence, I will get the right option here at the beginning. I am afraid, I am losing or forgetting my memory. So you can't forget your memory. You lose your memory. So this is the right option. So behind this activity, you should just use this vocabulary item, A, B, C, and D, and write sentences. For example, I remember, you can write this, I remember where I put the keys, sorry. I remember where I put the keys. Okay? And I forgot or I forget. You can write any sentence. You can do it by yourself and check it with your teacher using forget, remind, lose. Okay, students, I think this is an easy activity, but this is just to practice this vocabulary item, and you can see what is the differences between remember, forget, remind, lose, and also adding the ing here, forgetting, remembering, losing, forgetting. So this activity deals with improving your vocabulary item. So let's move on to activity number 4. And here we have, in this activity, we have an interesting poem. So we need to read the poem below by a man remembering his childhood. Before you read, look at to the picture. So here we have the picture that maybe the poet has remember. Okay, how is it related to the title? Listen to the poem and follow it in your book as you listen. Discuss questions A, B, C, and here we have 3 questions at the end. So here, as you can see, a well-known poem. So this is what we call it, poem. Okay, and also the poem, it means this one. This is, we call it poem. And the real poem has 4 stanzas, the real one. In your book, you have only 3 stanzas. This is what we call it, stanza. Okay, the real one, if you Google it, you will find it. You have 4, and I think it should be here, or it should be here. So in your book, so it's only 3. It is just shrinking or just giving you the general idea. So the poet here, the poet is Thomas Hood. Okay, a poet, the one who wrote this poem. He was born in 1799 and he passed away in 1845. And you can see that on the first stanza, the poem in the first person narration. And it consists of 4 stanzas, as I have mentioned. In each stanza, the poet compares his present adulthood life with his past childhood days. So he's comparing between nowadays childhood and the past childhood, and there is also a connection between the picture that you can see and the poem itself. Just to read the first stanza in order to know how to write this type of poem. So you can see that I remember the house where I was born, the little window where the sun came peeping in at morn. He never came a wink too soon, nor bought too long a day. But now I often wish the night had stolen my breath away. Okay, so how to write a poem in English, you can just search that, because we don't have time to tell you how to write a poem, but this is an idea that the point here, which is Thomas Hood, tells us the old days, okay, regarding or comparing it with nowadays childhood. Okay, students, so this is in general regarding this poem, but what you are going to do in activity number 5, try to write a poem in English in your exercise book describing a memory of your own childhood. And I believe that you have memories, okay, regarding your childhood, and nowadays you are almost 17 years old or 16 years old. So go back and write a poem and share it with your teacher in order to correct it for you, or share it with your friends. You can, okay, the poem can be about an event or a person. You don't have to make your poem rhythm. As you can see that the previous poem, which is I Remember by Thomas, it has a rhythm, okay? And the rhythm in English poems, it's divided into maybe 3 or 4 types, okay? So in which rhythm that you need to do, okay, it depends to your writing. So this is, you can do it as a homework, okay, and check it with your teacher. Let's move on to the second unit, or the 4th unit, sorry. The 4th unit on course book page 40. Okay, I hope you are all in your course book now, page 40. As you can see that the topic of this paragraph is dramatic connections. Dramatic connections. If we go to the first word, which is related to dramatic, it is related maybe to drama. Okay, as you can see, so drama is a very powerful way of communicating a message to a people, or to people, sorry. So drama, as you can see, it is something related to plays, okay, or play. If we take it as a noun, as you can see, a dramatic composition or piece, and it is related to drama and theater and dramatic performance on the stage. Okay, someone who is telling people a message by doing drama. And I think you have an idea, and you have an experience, and you have watched many dramas on TV, so, and you have enjoyed watching these plays, and it has a moral, okay, it tells a message to the people maybe they have something wrong, they need to correct it, or they give an advice to them, so they use drama. Sometimes it is dramatic, which is sad, and sometimes it is hilarious, sometimes it is funny. Okay, it depends to the type of the drama. As you can see here on activity number 2, so look at to the 3 pictures, and also in this 3 picture, what subject do you think they are about? So here we have something related to the road. Okay, you can see it in the road, and you have this child, okay, crossing the road, and then you have here a chair or a safety chair for the children in the car. So it is related, maybe, as you can see, that related to safety in the road, okay, and it's related to the maybe an accident, it's related to the police, it's related to topics that related to transportation. So all of these picture represent these ideas. So this is in general. It should be as a discussion here in this activity. Okay, you are a listener now. So let's move on to the next page, course book, page 14 also, preparing for a listening. Before dealing with this activity, just I would like to give you an advice how to answer the listening in the final exam. The final exam, or the how to answer English listening in general, you need first to read the questions. So the questions give you an idea what is this listening about. So if you read the listening, okay, it gives you who is speaking in that listening and what are the questions that you are going to answer it, and get an idea about it in the audio. So as with reading, listening text is easier to understand if we know the purpose. So if you know the aim, the purpose of the listening, it became what? More easier. For example, if it is someone describing an event, telling a story, giving instructions or advice, or asking for directions or information. So if you have an idea what is he speaking about, it became very easy for you compared with reading skills. So here in activity number 3, you have listening. Okay, student? You are going to listen to a phone conversation between a head teacher, so this is the speaker number 1, and Ahlam al-Marhoubi. Okay, so we have 2 speakers here. A lady. Who is Ahlam al-Marhoubi? So here we have a teacher. We know what does mean teacher. Ahlam al-Marhoubi is what? Is a lady who brings theater groups to Oman. So she brings what? Theater, okay, groups to Oman to perform plays in schools. So they have what? Dramas at school. First, look at the 4 phrases below. Decided on the most likely reason why the teacher is calling Ahlam. So why the teacher has called Ahlam? So there is a purpose, there is an aim. So you are going to listen to the conversation and choose the correct option. Let's read these options, or these 4 options. So here we have to invite Ahlam to a lunch, to ask Ahlam to write a play, to chat to Ahlam about movies, or to find out more about the plays which Ahlam brings. Before listening, you can guess the answers now. I don't think so that the teacher is going to invite Ahlam for a lunch. So you can avoid this option. So this is not 100%, but when you listen, okay, when you start listening to the audio, you will drop it 100%. But now you are guessing the right answer or the right option. To ask Ahlam to write a play, maybe Ahlam is going to write a play, but she is not a writer. She is what? She is the one who brings theater groups to Oman. She has what? Play? She has performed plays in schools. So she is an actor, not a writer. So this is maybe yes, maybe no. The third option, to chat to Ahlam about movies, I don't think so. He is going to discuss with her about movies because she performs plays. And the last one, to find out more about the place which Ahlam brings. Okay, and if you can see that this option is related directly to the instructions here at the beginning that we have read, to find out more about plays which Ahlam brings. And I think this is the right option. So now, student, I would like you please to just go on, okay, to this code in order to write your answers. Okay, you can capture this code or barcode. If you don't have the barcode reader, you can go to the website directly, whiteboard.if/Samir7. Okay, this is my room there. So if you go there, I will play the audio in order to listen to Ahlam al-Marhoubi and the teacher. He is calling here to ask him some questions in order to answer these questions. So here we have the questions. Okay, just to read these questions before going to the audio or the listening. So Ahlam al-Marhoubi and the teacher, I am interested in having a play. So as I told you before, that you need to read the questions first in order to have an idea what are the questions about and answer all the questions correctly. So I am interested in having a play dash at our school. Okay, so what is the completion here? And then B, I go with whom? To different schools and regions. So she went to someone or go to somewhere in order to play or to do or to have or what. Okay, and then C, but now I also bring plays for older what? About serious topics. For example, electricity dash and the environment. So these are the topics that Ahlam deals with. And then D, we also included what? And their dangers. So also she includes something in the plays. E, I checked everything to make sure it was for Oman and our, it was what? Maybe it was good, correct, okay, for Oman and our religion, culture, traditions. I don't know, but I'm guessing now before starting the listening. Drama is a tool for if you want to get a message across. So drama is a what? And the last one, I will think with my colleagues and get back to you. So this is a general idea about the listening, and you should do that. Believe in me that you should do and read the questions before starting the listening, and don't have much time on that. Okay, 2 to 3 minutes maximum in order just to check what are the questions about. So let's move on and go back to the listening audio. Okay, I would like to check if the students has joined us here. Very good, students. So we have a list of students. Let me refresh the pages here. So these are the names of you. So please don't write in Arabic. Don't. We have Marwan, Abdurrahman, Saeed. Okay. I will give you the code again before starting. So this is the code. Before starting the listening, you can check the listening. Okay, students. So this is the code. Okay. And I hope I will give you less than 1 minute in order to prepare yourself. So be prepared, please. Go to the website, capture or switch on your cameras. Okay, students? Sorry, so here we have. different, maybe. Okay, so I will go to my class. Sorry, this is the previous lesson maybe. So it's coming. I will go back. So this is my class. The same item. Maybe he didn't sign out. Okay, student. Maybe I will do it again. Okay, student. So, did. Again, I don't know why. So let's move it. Okay, we have another option here. So sorry for not doing this online. So let's listen to the audio, and then you are going to answer it. Okay, Bismillah.
Listening 3.4.1.
Hello.
Good morning. Am I speaking to Akram Al-Mahoubi?
Yes, that's right. How can I help you?
Well, I've heard you bring theatre groups to Oman. I'm interested in having a play performed at our school, so I'd like to find out more about the kind of plays you do. May I ask you some questions?
Yes, of course. Please go ahead.
Where do the plays come from?
I get them from a theatre group in the UK who write and perform them. The company sends actors to Oman and I help them as much as possible. I go with the actors to different schools and regions. So I sometimes watch the same play 10 or 20 times, depending how long the tour is.
What are the plays about?
Oh, different topics. I started off bringing plays to entertain primary school children and get them singing and having fun. But now I also bring plays for all the students about serious topics. For example, electricity, space, and the environment. In February 2010, I brought 2 plays about a subject I'm very worried about: road safety in Oman.
How do you choose the plays?
Some plays have already been written, but the plays about road safety was specially written for Oman. I told the theatre company what points I wanted to get across. For example, the dangers of speeding, how to behave in a car or school bus, how the driver shouldn't talk on a mobile phone. We also included quad bikes and their dangers. The company wrote the plays and sent me a draft. I checked everything to make sure the plays were suitable for Oman and our culture.
How do the plays benefit our students?
Well, drama is a powerful tool if you want to get a message across. Young people enjoy watching plays, so they are more likely to learn from them and remember the message in them.
Thank you very much for the information. It was very helpful. I'll discuss things with my colleagues and get back to you.
Nice talking to you, and thanks for your call. Goodbye.
So this is the end of the conversation, and I think you have got some of the answers there. Okay, so let's check the answers with you. Okay, since we don't have enough time, so I have answered it before. So the first one, which is I am interested in having play performed at our school. And the second one, I go with actors, okay, to different schools and regions. So she works with different actors and actress maybe. She mentioned actors. And the third one, but now, or the C here, but now I also bring plays for older students about serious topics, for example, electricity, space, and the environment. So all these topics she has mentioned. And then D, we also included code bikes and their dangers, which is related to the she mentioned that she mentioned the car accidents and transportations, okay, on road safety. And E here, I checked everything to make sure it was suitable for Oman and our culture, as we mentioned at the beginning. So reading the questions before doing the listening is a good idea in order to just guess the answers. F, will drama is a powerful tool if you want to get a message across. So it is a powerful. And the last one, I will discuss things with my colleagues and get back to you. So this is in general listening number one. So this doesn't work. See here we have another listening. Okay, I have prepared in order to be more communicative, but unfortunately we always face many difficulties and technical difficulties. So we'll do it as the previous activity. So here we have maybe different listening, work with partner, look at the example. So here we have an example. Ahlam brings theater group to Oman. Does she? So this is the question. Does she? So here we have a verb. When I want to make a question tag or tag question, so I have here does. I think you have an idea how to do these types of questions, but you are going to listen to the recording and check the answers. Write each answer to the line after each statement. Okay, so here we have listening number 2. So please, student, go to the listening. Try to read it before doing the listening. Try to read it individually. Read the sentences from A to H while I'm preparing your listening. Read it carefully. Try to guess the meaning. Write each statement. Okay, student? I think let's start. It is only 1 minute.
Listening 3.4.2.
A. I sometimes watch the same play 20 times.
Do you?
B. Some plays have already been written by the company.
Have they?
C. The subject of the play was road safety.
Was it?
D. Young people enjoy drama very much.
Do they?
E. We're going to see the play tomorrow.
Are you?
F. Electricity is an interesting topic.
Is it?
G. I'll call him as soon as I can.
Will you?
H. My brother has just visited the Royal Opera House.
Has he?
Okay, student. So this is the end of the listening. I think you have got the answers because it's very easy. It's very easy. These types of questions practice you or just giving you an idea how to answer very fast in order, or giving you you need to have some techniques in order to get the answers very fast. Don't take care about spelling at the beginning. You may check it later on, but now what you need to do is just to answer to get the answers directly and very fast. So just to answer or to give you the answers So check your answers. The first one, I sometimes watch the same play 20 times. So do you? She has mentioned that. And then some plays have already been written by the computer. So here we have some plays. They can present it with they as a pronoun. And then we have it at the beginning. The subject of the play was road safety. So was is the question here. And then road safety, or the subject, I can present it as it, as a pronoun. And then we have enjoy, we have do, they, are you, is it, will you, has he, and so on. So this is in general how to create these types of questions. Okay, let's move on to the last activity, just to give you an idea or general idea what is this activity. So here we have 4 pictures. The first thing you need to do is to order these pictures. So this is the first stage, to order it. And then imagine a person is walking on the beach. Think of something you might say to a person having a picnic to get him into or to leave his letter lying on the beach. Okay, so look at these pictures. Try to create a story. Okay, first order these pictures and then create a story or create a dialogue between you and him, what you should tell him and how you tell him, okay, regarding plastic bags, litter marks, people walking barefoot, could cut their feet on it or tin cans and so on. So just create a conversation regarding these pictures. At the end of this session, I would like to thank you, and I would like also to say sorry for not having the good communication tools as I have prepared or as I have written. We always face difficulties, but also we have also plan B always. Thank you for your intention. Inshallah ta'ala, see you next week for another new lesson. By the now, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah.